Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Sprints. It's really nice to have a crowd here hanging out and being productive today. Let me know how you've been, what you're going to be working on today. Are you at work? Are you feeling under the weather and you just want some company? Anyone is welcome. I will be busy working on my Murdermas vlog. You can see that in place of my book, I have a very sneaky wrapped graphic because I've decided to still not tell you all what I'm reading. With that said, I'm very, very close to finishing the book that I'm reading today. And that means that, within a couple sprints, I should be able to unwrap one of these. And I think it would be really fun to potentially unwrap it on screen. So you will have access to that if you guys stick around. I mean, you can always watch the replay or whatever. But yeah, we'll see. But I need to be productive so I can actually finish this secret book because I want there to still be some mystery. I want there to still be, some wondering about what I could be unwrapping. The one thing that's scary, though, is if I unwrap a white elephant on screen. Oh, that won't be fun. But anywho, that's for future Leandra to worry about. Also, I did my rolls for paws and bookshelves today. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but I will say that I understand the struggles that some people have had. There were some toppling over of books. That's all I'll say. But one of these sprints is going to have to be dedicated to me figuring out what my TBR is going to be for January. The plan is actually I rolled for paws and bookshelves, but I will be vlogging, like Booktuber Bingo, as well as Books of Paradise, just to kind of spread the love. I'm pretty much accepting that I'm probably not going to accomplish any of my own challenges just because I want everyone to, feel represented as I'm doing it. But anywho, let's see here. We've got Alicia. Hello. Thank you. Yeah, I did I don't know where I'm pointing on screen, but in the thumbnail, I did have my wrapped gifts, and it was very fun because I was like, what book should I even showcase? Because I can't tell you what I'm reading. And I was like, I know, I'll just include the thumbnail of me holding all my packages. We'll be doing some of my own wrapping. Ooh, lovely. And reading more of How the Dukes Stole Christmas. Oh, it's a collection of 4 stories. Interesting. Now, is it a romance, a mystery collection? I could see both, it being a bit cozy in that way. Hello, Words from the Void. Good to see you. Also, we've got Sam. Hello, Sam. Abs is here too. Hello, Tracy. Today you're finishing It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Homicide by Leanne Dobbs at 46% and starting The Snowman Killer by Wendy Meadows. Hubby's picked all the Christmas winter ones and all of the homicidal Christmas ones, which, I'm here for. So tell your husband that I approve. Also, we've got Alex, Adventures in Fantasy. For those of you who are in the TBR-a-thon Discord, this is not TBR-a-thon yet. We're not doing it until January, but I did want to do a little bit of a shout out for Alex because Alex has done rolls for Paws and Bookshelves. So if you want to see how the game could go well or go terribly, you can definitely check out Alex's channel. I had a lot of fun seeing the various ways in which things could go wrong. Also, good evening, Kirsten. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I know that when I was talking about setting up my TBR for January, I was like, a lot of this is for Battle of the Booktuber. So I will be having that out soon for everybody, but it's going to be fun. Hello, Danny. I know, long time no see. For those who don't know, Danny and I were recording for the podcast today, which is very funny because we're like, okay, we're going to record. And I'm like, bye, see you. I'm going to be back on screen elsewhere. I am doing well since we last chatted a couple hours ago. The present on the screen. Thanks. Yeah, actually, it is very fun, isn't it? It's so sad. For too long, I was playing around with, should there be a question mark on it? Does it need to have a question mark? And I was like, Leandra, you have wasted 15 minutes wondering if you should put a question mark on it or not. Just don't do it. If someone asks why there's a present on screen, you can just explain it to them. Hello, Ivy. You have no idea what you'll be reading. You're just exhausted. I know. Well, that's because you for the past few weeks, you've been having migraines. And that is exhausting, in addition to everything else that may be exhausting you during the season. So you know what? That's okay if you don't know what you're going to read. Also, we've got Vanessa. Hello, Vanessa. Glenda's here too. Also, speaking of long time no see, hello, Brittany. Another person that I ended up doing something fun on screen with earlier today. Not going to say what it was, but maybe just keep an eye out for Brittany's channel, her TBR game. Hello, Ro. Also, Julie. And Julie, Brittany and I were talking about you earlier today too. All good things, but I'm excited for what 2025 has to bring. Again, just dropping all the hints without any context because why not? You've got a comic book and half a book you're trying to finish before the end of the year. So reading and during the chatty bits, I'm working on an art activity. Perfect. So you have found a way to be productive at all times, every minute, whether we're in a chat or in a sprint. Also, hello, Stacy, reading How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. I am here for the Christmas puns, for all of the holiday reading. It's really fun. And maybe it's because I finally, through Murdermas, have participated. I feel like usually with seasonal reads, I always think about doing it too late. And then I'm like, oh, that's right. I should probably be reading books for the season. But now I'm a participant. About to make dinner. Sounds great. Low key, forgot about food. That's how I was earlier this morning. I realized that I had breakfast so late because I just started my day immediately getting tasks done. And then my stomach growled, which doesn't happen very often. And then, oh my gosh, because you were reorganizing your bookshelves for the past 3 hours, it sucks you in for sure. Speaking of, another thing that I was chatting with Brittany about is just, those dreaded videos where you record your entire physically owned collection, at least as far as like your to be read shelves. That's a project I want to do again this year. And I'm just like, it's going to be such a process because, of course, once you pull all your books from your shelves, you then want to reorganize your shelves, and it's just a cycle. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it. Finishing up the Hall of Thorns series, but also working. Yep, you gotta juggle the stuff that you're doing for fun and the stuff that you're doing for a paycheck. Going to be in a meeting by the time sprints start. Oh, but afterwards, I'm going to be picking up Big Nick Energy. Oh my gosh, by Morgan Elizabeth. That is clearly like a pun on like a romance, I'm sure. That's very funny. Hello, Bronwyn. You've got 2 Victorian, Christmas ghost stories. That's right, because you guys have been doing that like every year for your book club. The one I'm working on is rough. So much description followed by contradictions. Oh no. I mean, let's be honest. That's kind of what comes with any type of collection, isn't it? When you're reading a short story collection, and it doesn't matter the genre, doesn't matter when it was written, but it's always a mixed bag. Like, you're glad you've read it because you're going to find some really great stories, but they're not all going to be amazing, which just stinks. Hello, Linz. Going to be reading Dandidin, Volume 10. Great. Sounds good. Got through the pause and ladders. Very nice. Surprisingly easy. Oh my gosh. Good for you. I think my regret, if I had one, was using a D6, like using just like a classic die. I should have either used more than one or used a higher one because, yeah. Hello, Steph. Doing some admin, rescheduling appointments. Oh my gosh, have a dentist appointment for a cracked tooth at 3:45. Oh my gosh, I hope you're not in too much pain. And I hope that you aren't too hungry because I imagine it would be really hard to eat while doing that. But yeah, good luck with your dentist appointment. Also, we've got Helen here. Hello to Sweden from the US, working on your book for Lightfall Readathon. You aren't alone. So many people have been bringing up the Lightfall Readathon. So I'm sure there's more people in the comments. Good luck with that. Hello, Brie, reading Sanctuary of the Shadow today and need to film this afternoon. Yep, that's always the thing where you're like, okay, what do I need to do? Record something, film something, and also finish reading, and we're doing everything. I hope it goes well, and I hope that filming done in one go don't even have to like record a few times. That's always the best type of day when you're filming like that. Stabby Leandra, indeed. I love a good murder. Why not? Might as well say that on the internet. I believe How the Duke Stole Christmas is romance. Ooh, 4 different authors: Sophie Jordan, Tessa Dare, Sarah McLean, and Joanna Shoup. Okay, I didn't realize that. Nice. I could have seen it going both ways, but I was leaning romance for it. I'll be reading How to Fall in Love in a Time of Unnamable Disaster. These titles are getting so long. How to Fall in Love in a Time of Unnamable Disaster. Is that 11? Am I crazy? How to Fall in Love in a Time of Unnamable Disaster. 11 words? Hello, Natasha. Hello. Oh my gosh. Goeiedag. Who had it? Lovely to see some Dutch speakers in the comments. Wonderful. I hope you're having a great day. Hello to Jay as well. Ooh, the Book of Doors. That one, especially after being on the Goodreads Choice Awards, has been very popular. Enjoy your last few hours of being 48. You're turning 49 tomorrow. Happy almost birthday. I hope you have a lovely day of relaxation, celebration, whatever you're looking for. You'll be doing a few chores. It sounds good, Anne. Also, hello, Anne. Alternating between Oathbringer and the Djinbot of Shandaport. Interesting. Hello, Sammy. Long time no see. I know you haven't been able to join sprints. That's totally fine. You know what? Whether you're sick, whether your life is busy, whether you're in like a life slump, as you said, no worries. It's always good to see you. Ooh, Dunmore, good question. So what I've been doing is I have wrapped 16 gifts. 12 of them are what I'm calling books of Murdermas. So they are mysteries that are either wintry or Christmas in theme, but there are also 4 white elephants. They're still mysteries, but they're set in like tropical locations, summer, just very much the opposite of like Christmas or winter vibes. And I'm trying to avoid those while reading all of the 12 books of Murdermas. So far, I'm still alive. We've got 1 more white elephant left. There's been 2 vlogs so far on the channel. If you're interested in watching, you don't have to. But yeah, so you can see there they are. There's 1 white elephant left in that stack. I'll tell you that much. And then, yeah, so honestly, the odds are on my side, right? I shouldn't be unwrapping another white elephant, right? Hello, Evie. You're at work, but might start Maid and the Crocodile by Jordan Ifueko. Let me know if I'm saying that right. On audio while doing some mindless tasks. Sounds good. We've got Anna here starting The Conspiracy of Kings by Megan Whalen Turner. Amazing. Love getting to start a new book. Read more, but it was getting like, oh yeah, like no, Sammy, you know what? You take your time. Like you relax. You're good to go. And yeah, I'm hoping you feel better soon. And then, Kirsten, plan to read more of your reread, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I had voted for this one. Fun fact, Kirsten a lot of times will allow her subscribers or viewers to like vote on a book that she's going to read when she's doing her TBR game. And that was one of the ones I voted for. So I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, I'm glad you are feeling better, Sammy. Yeah. Dreading filming your entire TBR because I have a prediction. I think it should be less than it was last year. If it's more, it happened beyond my control. It wasn't my choice. So that's what I'm assuming. But, you know, it is what it is. And then Tracy says, thank you for the reminder to log your TBR and purgatory list before I start my new book journal. Ooh, I love a book journal. Could never show your entire physical TBR, like 5 waist-high piles if I include what is on the shelves. I know, and it takes a lot of logistics for you to try to organize it and everything. 2025, already so exciting. Walked away from the screen for a minute and come back to Stabby Leandra. Yes. I'm not doing the stabs, but I think I'm approving of them. I'm supporting them. I do a little bit of Dutch because I lived in the Netherlands and Belgium, but it's probably quite rusty. And don't even get me started on the accent because I was living in Groningen, and so I've got the h sound, but then I was also living in Antwerp, and so none of it makes sense. It's fine. Hello, Alicia. You'll be starting the Christmas tree farm this afternoon. Perfect. Also, Christy has joined us. Ooh, you're eating Christmas cookies and reading She's a Killer. Welcome. You are right. You're like right at home. So many of us are reading books with murder, but also those who don't want murder in their books, you're also welcome. Dang, well, I just did TBR-thon rolls and only got 4 prompts. Ivy, I'm so happy for you, and I'm envious. That's all I'll say. Hello, Chrissy, joining and reading Sable Peak while you fiddle around with your new Canon Ivy. Ooh, with your new Canon Ivy that you bought for your book journal next year. Ooh, so like, is it a new camera? Like Canon as in the brand? Oh, that's really exciting. There's probably a lot of stuff that you can do with it. And then Bethany, hello. You're working and sprinting to get a project done. Oh my gosh. So you can be off and reading all the time and then just for more. Yes, 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 yes. Please, you could do it, get the project done, and then you have all the time in just 2 more days. Then you can read all you want. You got it. Going to do a roll as you go week for TBR-a-thon. Yes, like you did with TBR Harvest. I love that. I love watching that content because it really is just, we're going to see how far we get. Will I accomplish, and get to the end of the board, or will disaster strike? And it doesn't make you commit to like an entire, month. So that's a great way actually to participate for friends who are kind of find it daunting to participate an entire month. Just do a week-long fun kind of activity and see where you go. But on that note, we have reached the end of the comments as far as I can see. If any come in the next couple seconds, I'll be sure to, see them when we get back. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today, friends. We're gonna go for an hour, and I'm gonna have my camera off because I'm secretly reading this book. I don't want you guys seeing it, but I promise I'm here. You just won't see me. Okay, happy sprinting. Hello, welcome back, everybody, and welcome to those who have just joined. We had a lot of people join during that sprint. I saw Josie joined, Morticia, we had Jenny, ML, who else? Christina, who's checking on laundry, and actually Tracy was like, thanks for reminding me. I do need to do my laundry. Eagle has joined us as well. Ochizoku, haven't seen you in quite some time, but really lovely to see you. But we also had some people leave. For instance, Steph was like, wish me luck at my dentist appointment. We also had Vanessa saying, hey, gonna go take a walk. That sounds lovely, especially if it's nice where you are. Take advantage. It had snowed. It was kind of a bit of a snowstorm with a lot of fog the last 2 days, and now it looks gorgeous out. So I don't really know what's happening here. And then, yeah, Julie, I completely agree with the sentiment. First of all, hello and welcome. But we do have a lot of friends here today, which I really appreciate. And I promise we're going to stay productive, though. So if I can't highlight every comment, I just want to let you all know that it might not be on screen, but I'll do my best to acknowledge it in other ways. Swank joined us too. So I ended up, I'm going to try and not show this. So look how close I am. I'm pretty close to the end of my secret book for, the wrapped gifts. And I actually think I could finish it in the next sprint. So then when we come back, before we go into our final sprint, I could unwrap something on screen for you all. That's what I'm thinking. So after this chat, we're going to go sprint. I'm going to try. And if I get, say, 5 pages away from the end, I'm just going to unwrap the gift and you guys can all have fun with me when we do it, just so you know. Because I'm like, there's a chance I might not finish it, but I'll be so close to the end. I might as well like unwrap it for you all. So there we are. Meanwhile, Glenda, you got some book mail. So The Dark Maestro. That sounds very interesting. Oh, okay. So he wrote The Violent Conspiracy and Symphony of Secrets. I've had my eye on The Violent Conspiracy. I'm not really sure if it would be a book for me or not, but you'd have to let me know about that. Also, picked your books with some alternates. I know, Ivy, you kind of came in with a question for me, and you're like, does this, like, what do I do if this happens? And so it was fun to answer you in the comments. And the hour did go by so quickly. Like, I'm kind of surprised that I can say we've already been live for like nearly an hour and a half. Nearly a quarter through the Book of Doors. It's getting interesting. The premise seems really interesting for this one. I've heard of what happens in the first couple chapters, and that has made me very intrigued about that book, Jay. 46% to 75%. Tracy, you made so much progress. Ooh, editing sprint. Yes, Brittany. Get all that editing done, and then you can just relax and enjoy the rest of your afternoon and evening with like actually reading. That sounds like a great idea. Didn't read, but deleted a lot of old screenshots. Listen, Sammy, that is probably the most productive sprint you could actually have. I have so many screenshots or also just random photos, and I never go back and look at them. And I don't know why I do it, but I keep, screenshotting recipes that I'm never going to do. It's terrible. Oh my gosh, Eagle Mask, finished your book and you just got here. Now you're going to have to do something else. Finished a work project, got a new one started and started organizing your to-do list for tomorrow. It's so calming. That is a great idea. Alex finished the comic book. Amazing. Just need to do the usual marking it off across the trackers. I know you finish a book, but you don't finish it until you've actually checked it off. For instance, in my bullet journal, I'm done with it, but I'm not done with it yet. Also, hello, Kelly, a new subscriber. And you're the first time you're here. Oh my gosh, all the pressure. Okay, I hope I'm entertaining. I hope you have fun and you want to come back. But yeah, welcome. Welcome to our community. And then hello, Rachel, a longtime community member. Stacy as well. I read a few pages, but also cleaned the little litter box, took some trash out, watched a YouTube video. You were productive in taking care of the ruling class that are cats. I mean, they are our queens and kings. Our dogs, they just like to be invited. The cats are the ones that you have to basically bow down to. Danny got to 30 hours in Wind and Truth. For those who don't know, this is a 63-hour audiobook. Yep, it's multiple days long. if you want to view it that way. And Danny is not even halfway. You're so close, though. You're very, very close to halfway. Oh my gosh. Ended up listening to Demon Copperhead on audio while doing some work in that sprint. I have actually really enjoyed Barbara Kingsolver in the past. I'm pretty sure that's the author. But for some reason, I've never gravitated towards this title. So Sam, you're going to have to let me know what you think of it. 25% in, and not all in that sprint. No, it's actually a pretty chunky book, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. And finished laundry. Speaking of more laundry being done, installed a child lock to keep the dogs out of the pantry. I'm switching to my ebook for the next sprint. Isn't it crazy that you have to like child lock for cats, for dogs, other pets, like if you have a bird even sometimes? It reminds me of the raptors in Jurassic Park when they're like, if they learn to open doors, and then you just see it starting to open the door. And it's like, that's what our pets do. Like they know what they're doing. Did 7 pages in chapter 17 in the Advent romance book. Awesome, Jenny. That's great. Read 4 chapters in Dandadon. Is it Dandadon? That sounds like a dinosaur. Speaking of raptors, but the volume is so good. I think you said it was like your 10th volume too, so you're in the thick of it. That's awesome. Neva. Hello, Neva. How are you, friend? Oh my gosh. Speaking of like, I almost want to call you a blast from the past because we haven't seen each other in a really long time. Have been editing a vlog that goes up tonight. Just have to make the thumbnail. Ooh, I love that when you can see like the light at the end of the tunnel for it. Finished This Girl's a Killer. Very nice. Just as time expired. Don't you love that when it's like perfect timing? For the next book, I can stand by with so Heads Will Roll or read This Is How We Lose the Time War. So those are 2 books that have intrigued me, Christy. I do know, I think Michael said that he wasn't that impressed with Heads Will Roll. Now, This Is How We Lose the Time War. That was the one that like broke book Twitter, which doesn't really happen very often. And I've also been intrigued by it. So whichever one, I have my eyes on both of those titles. Bronwyn finished One Victorian Ghost Story. Longest 6 pages of my life. Oh my gosh. Who's the author of it? Not that I expect to fully know, but yeah, was it one of the big ones, or is it just an obscure Victorian author that is less known? Sometimes Victorian writing is just brutal and so dense. It's true. When we talk about, being plot-driven readers, those of us who are, I would argue the further back the classic goes, especially Victorian era, it's not as plot-driven as far as pace. The pacing is far slower, but feel free to correct me, those in the comments who are bigger Victorian fans. And I envy your commitment, especially because my pictures auto back up to Google. I seriously, like I'm the cloud as well is just like they're all there forever. Hello, Dawn. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. It was time so much. Screenshots have piled up, and so I really need to get to it. It is one of those things where it doesn't take very long as far as like being like, do I want to keep this or not? It's just the monotony and everything. It's just not fun. Evie is 10% into The Maid and the Crocodile. Really enjoying it so far. That's awesome. Were you expecting that? Or is it kind of more of a surprise? And those have been more fun for me lately, is when I start a book and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to feel. And I'm shocked that I'm really enjoying it. The audio, 21 hours. So that's for Copperhead, Demon Copperhead. I always want to call it Demon Copperfield, like David Copperfield. And I just think that's very funny. Your usuals are 8 to 12. You know what? We had an interesting discussion about this not long ago. I think it was a different live. And I realized, I think my longest audiobook that I've finished, I think that's important to say, the longest audiobook that I finished is Into the Drowning Deep. Before that, it hasn't been long. We all know I started When the Moon Hatched. I elected not to finish it, but it would have been my longest audiobook. I don't remember how many hours it is. Got to 26% in my book and saw my local cafe is doing a craft night tonight where you go in, do your crafts, and you're debating going to work on your 2025, oh my gosh, reading journal. Do it, Chrissy. That sounds really fun. We have that. So for those of you who are newer as well, especially my new subscribers, if you're there, Kelly, shout out to Kelly. I work at a library and we have like a crafting club, and it's literally just self-sufficient. Come do whatever craft you are currently working on, and you're just here for the community and to kind of support each other. And if you see someone's doing a craft that you're interested in, of course, they can kind of like show you what they're doing, but it's very relaxed and perfect because you can, switch up the craft you do every single time they meet. You're reading Krampus, another, it's a holiday read, slightly different in tone compared to the other stuff, but I'm here for it. I know, I hope we can hang out. We're going to have to like schedule more sprints where we can host sprints together at some point in 2025. Reading Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret. There's been quite a few people who are reading the offshoot novellas. I know that there's like the Mistletoe Mystery by Nita Prose. That's like a holiday novella. This one, I don't know if it was, but there was mentions. Was it you, Josie? Josie, who was talking about reading a novella that's from The Housemaid? Like I didn't realize that had a like novella spinoff or whatever we want to call it. I hope you're enjoying it, Shell. It's Dan. Okay, not so bad. It's your favorite manga. I'm gonna have to check it out because I need more manga recommendations for 2025 as well. It's an anonymous author. Ooh. You know what's really funny? I felt terrible, but I was like, is there a reason why it's anonymous? It was published in newspapers and not credited to anyone. There are so many of those where, especially where I work for the podcast for She Done It, a lot of times we're working with authors where it's like anonymous and there's assumptions of who these authors are, but it is kind of interesting to realize that we probably will never have the answers to some of these questions. Yeah, it's like 20. I think it was like 24 or 20, something crazy. It's in the 20s. And can you tell by Danny's use of emoji? She loved it. It might be her best book of the year, friends. I don't know. It's a spinoff of the Ray Bear duology. Oh, okay. So not surprised since I loved that, but feel like you can see Ifueko's, I really hope I'm saying the author's name right, Ifueko's growth in the writing. Oh, that's amazing. That's really great. But with this being our 5th year of Victorian Christmas ghost stories and getting used to the writing styles, I could almost guarantee this was a man. Victorian men are way more long-winded. Bronwyn, that's really interesting. Especially because like you're just basing it off of your own experiences. Like I have seen that this seems to be the case. Wow. That's why I want to read it, Evie. Danny, gotta get on it. Maybe in 2025. Sounds like a long audiobook. Yeah. Just looked up the Dan and why is the description. What is it? What's the description? Sam, you're leaving me hanging. And then same, good to be back in the world. Wish I only spent, I know, and also Danny was reading it physically, by the way. Those large audiobooks scare me. So that's how I am too. I'm hoping that I, face my fears and read longer books in general, whether they're audio or physical in 2025. But it does feel like a lot, especially, I don't know about you, Kelly, and others who are, watching this, but I usually get my audiobooks through the library. And I think the stress of it is knowing that I only have 21 days. And I'm just like, what if I can't renew it? What if I need more time? And so that does stress me out when I'm looking at much larger books that I'm borrowing from the library. Yes, and the previous editors of these Valancourt volumes tried to make some guesses. Oh, interesting. Oh, but this one doesn't have it. That's sad. I guess that means they don't have guesses. They're like, we're giving up on this one. We have no thoughts. Put together your 2025 TBR. It shall be the year of manga. One Piece, Soul Eater, maybe Kuroku's basketball, fantasy classics, queerness. That's awesome. I should do that. I should actually make a list of manga like series that I want to try in 2025 because most of them I've just kind of been grabbing on a whim, but it might be nice to, start them off work, hoping to read some of The Book That Wouldn't Burn. I'm sure Danny's really excited about that. Another book, but you plan to, for the next sprint is TBR-a-thon. TBR. Of course, I support that. Please go ahead. When you had a 21.5 hour, 2 hour commute. You remember looking for longer audiobooks because being on the road for over 400%, that actually makes so much sense. Not going to lie, I've never read a book that's over 400, or I say 400, 500 pages that I didn't love. it's way easier to DNF when they're that big. I guess that's true. That's really interesting. I suppressed the cat. Oh my gosh, good for me. But anywho, I promise we'll go on a sprint in a second. I'll just cover the next couple comments, and then we can address anything we miss later. But that's actually a really good point where you're like, if I'm going to dedicate my time to this huge book, I will actually have a harder DNF policy. So then if I finish it, that means it must have been amazing. Yeah, you can't get into audiobooks. I know, Kirsten. I try every so often, but I just can't focus on them. And that totally makes sense. Meanwhile, there are others who prefer to rely on audiobooks. Maybe they can't get into ebooks or physical books. So one day or never. You know what, Kirsten? Maybe you'll never be into audiobooks, and that's okay. On that note, I will star the next comment. We are going to get into our next sprint because I really want to make sure that I get to unwrap in the next sprint. So let's go for another hour. When I start the timer again, you will hear a meow, just so everyone's prepared. Prepare your pets if they're nearby. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys in an hour. Hello, everyone. Welcome back from that second sprint. I am so close. I'm so close. You can't even see. I've got like about 15 pages left, but I am going to unwrap the next gift because why not? We did get some people joining us toward the end, or at least toward the end of the last chat. Audrey, hello. I'm so sorry that I missed saying hello to you right when you joined. The same goes with Courtney as well. I'm sorry I missed Courtney, and I think Courtney just left to go eat. But you know what? Join the manor if you'd like. No pressure. But I do absolutely love the fact that Bronwyn has like campaigned and been like, hey, we have watch parties, we have sprints. It is a very fun community, but you absolutely don't have to join in order to like obviously enjoy these public events and things. But welcome and thank you for enjoying my channel. I'm glad you're having fun. And we had some people leaving to go maybe Christmas shopping. Interesting. I hope Danny's Christmas shopping with her mom is successful. And yeah, you know what? We had some interesting comments about audiobooks. So all my audiobooks are library books. I can read a huge book physically in that time, but listening seems like such a bigger hurdle for me. Ooh, yeah, especially depending on how much you need to be paying attention. You know, like if your brain requires you not to be multitasking, it can feel like a really big task. Meanwhile, Tennille had mentioned, you know, just starting on audiobooks, getting into it. Sammy agrees with Kirsten that it's just like tried audiobooks just don't work for me. And of course that might change in the future, but for now, that's okay that they don't work, you know? Really only use audiobooks if I know I'm going to be busy. That's true. I've found that also certain genres I'm more likely to listen on audiobook, whereas there are certain genres that I only want to physically read. It's very interesting. And then Tuesday, hello. I love that you are reading The Cautious Traveler's Guide to the Wastelands, because if people don't know, that is our pilot book for Not Reading for Content book club podcast. I think I have a link in the description, but I'll be interested to see your thoughts. And yeah, thanks so much. I'm glad you're enjoying the episodes. We obviously had a really fun time making them. Finished your TBR, starting your graphic novel. Amazing. May have missed the chatty bit. Oh, no worries, Alicia. You're here for this one, so that's good. And it was for a good reason. You were picking up your children from school. Now you're tidying up some things before you get dinner started. Great. Finished chapter 17. Amazing. Looks like you're going to be doing chapter 18 tomorrow. And then you're on back to the women. Awesome. Finished the Leanne Dobbs book and on to another cozy mystery. Woohoo, Tracy. This is where I saw Courtney going to go eat, which, you know, we support. Nourishing your body is important. That's productivity, you know. And then Sarvasha joined. Hi, Sarvasha. Great to see you. Just home from work. I hope it wasn't too stressful. I hope you were able to, you know, relax now. And this is an interesting question, Tracy. I saw it come in. This idea of authors referencing themselves. I've heard of that, and I've seen it a few times. For instance, I've got two that I can think of immediately. The first one, Agatha Christie. she references herself, which I think is very funny. I think it's in Body in the Library. A like little boy brags about how he has a bunch of authors' signatures, like their autographs, and he mentions Agatha Christie as one of them, which is just like very cheeky. And then Adam, is it Gidwitz, the author of A Tale Dark and Grim? It also became a Netflix series. That's a children's kind of fairy tale trilogy. He references himself in a book, which I think is very funny. So it definitely happens. Finished Homebody by Theo Parrish. Eagle, you are getting through so many books. I'm impressed. Read a chapter of The Book That Wouldn't Burn, watched some BookTube, listened to a chapter of The Uninhabitable Earth. You're gonna have to let me know, Tennille, because that's a nonfiction, by the way, friends, and I'm really intrigued by that, especially if it's, you know, about like the climate crisis, environmentalism. Yes, we're going to unwrap. Should I do it now? I think I'm going to unwrap now. So obviously I've got 5 books, and I think everyone has provided me with a possible number or book choice, but I've decided to go with number 4, mainly because 2 different people have chosen this for different reasons. Anna just said, hey, if you haven't done number 4, maybe do that. And then also Shell, who's in the comments. I hope you're still here, Shell. If not, I'm sad because you're not going to see this. She said that we should choose the lowest number left for the red wrapping, and that happened to be number 4. So we're going to do it. Okay. I'm unwrapping number 4, and let me see if I can give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek like I typically do. Okay. Nothing. We know nothing from this. I love when that happens. Okay, so ready? 1, 2, 3. Crime at Christmas by CHB Kitchen. Interesting. Clearly. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to lie. My heart was pounding. I was so nervous about unwrapping a white elephant in front of you all. That would have been very awkward. So yay, I'm so excited. It says a Christmas party in Hampstead is rudely interrupted by violent death. Can the murderer be one of the relatives and intimate friends celebrating the festive season in the great house? The stockbroker sleuth, Malcolm Warren, investigates in another brilliantly witty mystery from this hugely enjoyable master of crime. Interesting. Okay. So once I finish the other book I'm reading, I'm going to read this one. It won't be a spoiler, or at least it won't be a surprise for you all because you know that this is the next one I'm reading, but very exciting. Thanks everyone for joining me as I unwrap that. So excited. Yes. And Kirsten, the other thing is I'm pretty sure you chose number 10. And I think that's going to have to be the next one I unwrap. We'll see if it's your fault if I get a white elephant after that. But for now, we're safe. So if everyone knows, if number 10 ends up being a white elephant, we can all blame Kirsten. But honestly, even the white elephants have been pretty fun to read. Hello, Mia. Mia, just in time. You just watched me unwrap a gift. You're probably like, what is going on? I don't understand. And yes, did you all predict that it was going to be, a Christmas mystery, or, were you surprised? Read another 30 pages of Jonathan Strange. Ooh, then you did some yoga. Nice. Especially like when it gets colder out and, you still want to move your body. Yoga is a great way to do that. My mom brought pizza and salad, so I ate and deleted more screenshots. You know what, Sammy? I'm so happy for you that you are getting that task done. Got home from work and working on some house holiday tasks before you're ready to read. Great. Hello, Teresa. Not sure if you'll read today. That's totally fine. Oh, you're stressed. I'm sorry. Then honestly, if reading doesn't feel like it will help you de-stress, do something else. Do something cozy that will make you try to relax the best that you can, because sometimes stress is just going to be there, but we're here for you. People should really listen to The Uninhabitable Earth, especially those eyeing the cost of environmental action, because it draws a clear line between situations and the cost of complacency. I'm telling you, it looks really interesting. You went peopling. Sounds good. And now you're worn out. Yeah. Isn't it crazy? Being with friends, family is really great, but it can be quite draining, for social batteries. Have like 10 pages left in your book. So probably able to finish after dinner. Yes. Eat dinner first. The book will be there when you get back. 80% mark of cautious travelers. Definitely going to be finishing this today. I really didn't even want to put it down for the chatty bit. Well. I mean, if that isn't a great reason for others to join the book club and maybe read this book, I don't know what is. Grinning and smiling and kicking your feet at all that's left in the world. I mean, it's bad as expected of Apocalypse, but the romance is phenomenal. Really? Oh my gosh. Dystopian romance? Apocalyptic romance? I didn't really realize that was a thing. Oh boy. I did not read a word during that sprint. Julie, that's okay. You adopted 2 puppies for Christmas and have been on 24/7 puppy redirect for 3 days. Oh, no, that's honestly a full-time job. And like, good on you, because you got these 2 very cute, adorable little ones, but you need to take care of them. And also they don't know what's going on in the world. They're so new to it. So that makes sense. Finished Danadan, Volume 10, 5 stars. Moving on to Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, Volume 8. I've seen that around too, actually. Also have certain genres you prefer on audio. Listen to a thriller or romance on audio, but usually want to read fantasy physically. In general, I prefer physical. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm pickier with my audios because there are certain titles I want to physically read them. I want to take my time. Also for processing, there may be a preference to just physically read it. So Oh, that's really funny. I did notice Boo's name in there. That is great. And yeah, all the finishing. Good job, everybody. Hello, Kelsey. So we're going to be doing one more sprint over here, and then actually we'll be redirecting to Kelsey's channel. So those of you who just joined, if you're like, oh man, I really needed help focusing for a little bit longer today, don't worry. At 4 o'clock my time. So nope. What am I talking about? At 6 o'clock my time. So in an hour, we'll then be switching over to Kelsey's channel. Why did I suddenly think that I was in mountain time? Isn't that nuts? Yes, score. Yes, Shell. Okay, I'm so glad that you were here because I was like, I know that Anna's not here because I don't think Anna's checked in today. That's liminal season for those who don't know Anna. But I was like, Shell's here, so I should probably do that to represent the two people who wanted me to unwrap number 4. It was perfect timing. I love audiobooks, but struggle with the new virtual voice for some books on Audible. It's for a challenge. You're thankful there's an audio version to help you get through it, but it's kind of creepy. Yeah, and I think that depending on the type of book as well, I don't know if I want to hear it like through audio. I listened to The Eyes Are the Best Part. Would I recommend that on audio to everybody? No. I think it was far more visceral as well. Certain descriptions that I will not be repeating here. But yeah, like there are certain audios that I'm like, I think I'd rather physically read this because I don't want to be, involved in everything. The sounds as well, depending on what you're reading. It's not a white elephant. Yay! Oh gosh, for you. That is great. And it does look really interesting. I knew about this title for quite some time. Obviously, I own it, but I've never actually read anything by CHB Kitchen. So, yeah. A barrister, a stockbroker, rare book collector, musician, gambler, and racing greyhound owner whose private fortune allowed him to devote himself to writing. Interesting. Anyway, yeah. I've never read anything by him before. I've never even heard of this book, but hope it's good. I know. I hope it's really good. I've had some great luck with the Christmas wintry ones within this series, actually. So that's been lovely. I don't think there's been one that I really disliked that have been like very heavily in the Christmas season. I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you haven't watched the vlogs, Murder for Christmas remains my favorite book so far, just because it was so good. Well, just saying, white elephant seems fair exchange for messing up my plans. I know. For anyone who's wondering what Kristen's talking about, it's because I have derailed her a few times for her Battle of the Booktuber recommendations for me. What can I say? I'm just being this kind of little devil in the grass, snake in the grass. I don't know what metaphor I'm going for, but that is true. That is true. It would be very good karma. Bad karma. I'm sending out bad karma. We know what's going on here. Hello, Kendra. You're arriving when I think I'm losing my ability to speak coherently, which is great. Oh yeah, dinner. Oh my gosh, it's almost 11 p.m. for you. Good time to eat. You know what? Yes. Any time to eat is a good time to eat. Let's be honest. You canceled for dinner, Kelsey. I'm so sorry. I lied to everybody. My throat is hurting, so just want to relax. Oh, no. That's smart. Honestly, take care of yourself. You know what's lovely? There's always next Tuesday, the Tuesday after that, the Tuesday after that, especially because our Tuesdays are a bit oddly placed right now in December because next Tuesday is the 24th, so it's Christmas Eve. And then the following Tuesday is the 31st. So we're all just kind of doing our best here. But I do hope you feel better, by the way, Kelsey. Thinking about starting a booktube for reading sprints. I feel delulu, but also it seems fun. No, Ochizoku, honestly, I know a lot of booktubers, a lot of my friends who they started channels and the first thing they did were hosting reading sprints. You can certainly do that if you're not comfortable making content. Similarly, those who are interested, you don't have to be hosting reading sprints like myself. I really enjoy the process, but it's not for everyone. So if you'd rather do short form content or sit down videos, but you know what? Don't rush yourself. You can always wait until you feel a bit more comfortable doing it. But yeah. And Anne fell asleep. Well, you're here now. I hope you slept well. Shows how on point you are, Kirsten. I decided not to suppress the cat. I was like, let her cry out. Let her shout and declare whatever she's going to say. Picking books she wants to read. Exactly. I will say that some of it was Danny, though, Kirsten. We can blame Danny because Danny recommended a couple books to me, and you plan to recommend them to me as well. And actually, Danny was saying that the books she was recommending were found thanks to you. So anyway, not to throw our host under the bus or anything. Anyways, so much that she's reading them ahead of time. Exactly. You're on the right track. That's for sure. Well, oh yeah, that's fair. Yep. I do think I feel so badly because everyone's been so nice with Battle of the Booktuber being like, I'm trying not to read XYZ. And I'm like, if I read it, I read it. Who knows? Just because I find it very funny. Oh, spot miss. Okay, that's good to know. I'll see if I can do a redirect because I'll probably have to set that up in the next sprint. But okay, well, on that note, we've got one more sprint. For those of you who have to go to bed, maybe you're going to be off taking care of yourself, taking a nap, eating, doing whatever you need to do and don't want to stay. I understand. Please take care of yourselves first. And I'll be seeing you soon around the internet, so don't worry about staying. I'm grateful that you all are here. And I'll put up the last sprint banner. But like I said, I'm going to try to figure out if I can redirect you somewhere else for those who want to keep sprinting. But I'll let you know where you're going when we get back. Okay. Thanks for being here and for being a part of this with me. It was really fun, even though it stressed me out. All right. Happy sprinting. Hello, everyone. So I know the cat says 15 minutes, but we really only have 10 because I did find a place to send you all. I'm going to send you over to Smut Miss Sprints. I know that they're going on for about 3 more hours. They said, or not, they're not going on for 3 more hours. They're going to go for 3 hours, starting at 6 p.m. So in 10 minutes. So I want to make sure you guys don't miss that if you need more sprints. I can't remember if it's at Vanessa's channel or Bree, but I know it's Vanessa and Bree. So yeah, it's Vanessa's because Christina also provided the link. But what I'm going to do is just redirect you all. So you should go over there without any issues. I ended up gaining Renee, the librarian of Alexandria, as well as Reading Ace. Hello, friends. I'm sorry to hear that your internet isn't as good anymore, Ace. I know that you've been struggling with that, but great to have you all for the last sprint. I ended up finishing my book. We all know the book I'm going to be moving on to because I unwrapped it. But this sprint, I pretty much finished that book, and then I attempted my writing down my TBR for TBR-a-thon, and then I was like, this isn't going to work. So I did a little bit of a draft. That was a good practice run. And as soon as we get off sprints, it's going to be take 2. I'm going to try to, puzzle piece in all of the books I need to read in January so that it ends up working out, because it started looking like a mess because I don't like writing in pencil. So I'm always crossing things out, and then, it looks terrifying. So that's probably what my evening's going to be like once we are done. Snowman Killer is a short read. Next book after this is First Frost in the Longmire series. And you're probably going to start that tonight, but you're probably either you're gone or you're going to be leaving, but really lovely to see you, Tracy. And then, thanks for being here, friends. I really do appreciate you. Finished up The Honey Witch. Congratulations, Morticia. It was wonderful, but tomorrow I will be slipping back down to my favorite genre, horror. I know. I was like, you're reading The Honey Witch. Ooh. That was a dinner sprint. Great. Watch some booktube. Perfect. It's always kind of nice when you're like, okay, I have a nice hour. I'm going to eat dinner, and then I can kind of just enjoy the rest of my night until I go to bed. Finished another chapter of The Uninhabitable Earth and ran an errand. Oh my gosh, busy. Always use more sprints. I know, right, Alicia? Honestly, it helps us stay active, like as far as like on our goals for reading or for chores. 25% into The Word is Murder. Also, hi, Shar. You did sneak in today. I hope you've been well. And Livia. Hi, Livia. Oh my gosh. Thanks for being here. I didn't realize you were here either. Read a few pages of Make the Season Bright. Ooh, Renee. I've been hearing that this is not a good book. A lot of people haven't enjoyed it. I'll be interested to see if you are among them. Made and ate dinner. Finished your book. Awesome, Alex. Bethany, got to head out. Cook dinner. No worries. Good luck with cooking dinner. I hope it's delicious. Thanks for being here, Bethany. Read 2 chapters of Freerin. Amazing, Linz. Page 16 of your book. Awesome, Glenda. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. There was a moment where I thought I might not be here next Tuesday just because it's Christmas Eve, but I'm like, I might as well. I don't have anything else to do. So I probably will see you guys next Tuesday. Dealing with a temper tantrum, and you're cooking dinner. Oh gosh, but you finished a book journal update. That's amazing. I'm glad that happened, but I'm sorry about the temper tantrum. Thanks for being here, Alicia. Good night, Moni. It was lovely to have you all here. Meanwhile, Danny just got back from shopping. Welcome back, but also goodbye. I hope Christmas shopping went well, Danny. Started a show with your mom. Perfect. Again, Sammy, just, enjoy yourself. No worries to be reading. So far, not impressed. Okay, Renee. That makes sense. Oh, and it's a buddy read. Not so far. Not gonna DNF yet. No worries. It might turn around for you. Meanwhile, Ace started The Extremely Inconvenient Adventures of Bronte Meadowstone today, and I'm going to try to keep going with that tonight. Ooh, I'm assuming Bronte has been named after the Bronte sisters. Very interesting, but might be better after more. Yeah, exactly. It's early days. It might turn around. Okay, it went well. I'm glad. Now you're happy to be home, though, and now we'll be off to cook. Pulled pork cider sounds delicious. And yeah, thanks for being here. Yes, I am going to be here next Tuesday. Yeah, because I was like, I might as well. I'm definitely going to be here next Tuesday, friends. Don't even worry about it. Thanks for checking in. I was on the fence because I didn't know if people would want to have sprints, but I think I'm going to host them anyway. Made it to 35%. Very nice. Oh no. Livia's talking about make the season bright. Made it 35% and then DNF'd. Oh gosh. Yeah, thanks for being here, Sammy. Listen, your company is all we need, and if you're okay with just having our company, it's well worth it. Assume so too, but not sure yet. It's middle. Ooh, middle grade. That's really cute. Feel weird DNFing since it's a buddy read. You know what? You can talk about it with your buddy. See if the two of you want to DNF it or what's going on with it. When the time comes. And yeah, thanks for being here, Anne. Okay, let me see. Where are we at? Okay, we got 4 minutes. So I'm going to send you all off over there. Say hi to Vanessa and Bree for me if you guys do go over there. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.